Hello, and welcome to another episode of Bergen Stages Television, our entertainment magazine here at Bergen Community College. I'm Jim Bumgardner, your host. Today we have a very, very special show for you, but before we get into it, I want to give you a little background of how we got here today. About a month ago, Dr. Kate McGivern here in our library at Bergen Community College assembled a group of us, Lee Janitis, Seamus Gibbons, Elizabeth Marsh, and myself, to talk about how we'll be able to commemorate Banned Book Week. Banned Book Week. I never knew there was such a thing. And so she assembled us to talk about how we can commemorate these books that have been taken from shelves across this country, from libraries, from school shelves, and forbidding people to even read them, let alone just look at them. I was shocked, and she gave us a list of 100 of the top books that are on the banned book list. So I read through it and found about a tenth of these books were children's books, simple little children's stories. So I ordered them all and got them delivered and read through them and loved every single one of them. They all have their own meaning and deep inspiration that are in them. And I thought, what better way to do it but bring them back to life? So I've assembled this great cast for you today. I've got Mark Cruz, I've got Stella Baratini, we've got Victoria Jungerman, we've got Ellie Escamilla, and we've got Ethan Bennell. And the five of them are going to do these books as readers' theater pieces. In other words, they're just going to read them to you and bring them to life. So we've taken them from the bookshelves and brought them to your home so that you can listen to them. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our Bergen Stages Banned Book Readers' Theater.
It's a Book by Lane Smith.
What do you have there?
It's a book.
How do you scroll down?
I don't. I turn the page. It's a book.
Do you blog with it?
No, it's a book.
Where's the mouse? Can you make the characters fight?
Nope. Book.
Can it text?
No.
Tweet?
No.
Wi-Fi?
No.
Can it do this? Toot!
No, it's a book. Look. Arg, nodded Long John Silver. We're in agreement then. He unsheathed his broad cutlass, laughing a maniacal laugh. Ha 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 ha! Jim was petrified. The end was upon him. Then, in the distance, a ship. A wide smile played across the lad's face.
Too many letters. I'll fix it. Long John Silver. R-K-L-O-L. Jim. Sad face. Exclamation point. Happy face. So what else can this book do? Does it need a password?
No.
Need a screen name?
No, it's a book. Are you going to give me back my book?
No.
Fine. I'm going to the library.
Don't worry. I'll charge it up when I'm done.
You don't have to. It's a book, jackass.
My Princess Boy by Cheryl Kolodowicz.
My princess boy is 4 years old. He likes pretty things.
Pink is his favorite color.
He plays dress-up in girly dresses.
He dances like a beautiful ballerina.
My princess boy has a cool brother.
His brother plays baseball and soccer.
And his brother dances with my princess boy.
My princess boy loves his brother.
My princess boy loves his dad.
His dad tells my princess boy how pretty he looks in the dress.
His dad holds his hand and tells him to twirl.
My princess boy smiles and hugs his dad.
My princess boy has playdates with boys and girls.
He likes to climb trees in his princess boy tiara crown.
When he plays dress-up, he likes to change clothes a lot.
He wears a green ballet leotard and dances with his friends.
I love my princess boy.
When we go shopping, he's the happiest when looking at girls' clothes.
But when he says he wants to buy a pink bag or a sparkly dress, people stare at him.
And when he buys girl things, they laugh at him, and then they laugh at me.
It hurts us both.
Once my princess boy wore a dress at his birthday party.
He welcomed his friends to his home and he said,
I am a princess boy.
He put on jewelry and liked how pretty it looked.
And waved his princess boy wand.
And then my princess boy was a princess for Halloween.
He went trick-or-treating with his brother.
One woman laughed at him because he was in a princess dress.
My princess boy asked,
Why did she laugh at me?
I told him some people don't think boys should wear dresses.
But a princess boy can wear a dress at his school, and I will not laugh at him.
And a princess boy can wear pink, and I will tell him how pretty he looks.
And a princess boy can play with me in pretty girl's clothes, and I will still play with him.
If you see a princess boy,
Will you laugh at him?
will you call him a name?
will you play with him?
Will you like him for who he is?
Our princess boy is happy because
We love him for who he is.
my
princess boy is your princess boy.
Nazarens' Secret School by Jeanette Winter. My granddaughter, Nazarene, lives with me in Herat, an ancient city in Afghanistan. Art and music and learning once flourished here. Then the soldiers came and changed everything. The art and music and learning are gone. Dark clouds hang over the city. Poor Nazarene sat at home all day because girls are forbidden to attend school. The Taliban soldiers don't want girls to learn about the world, the way Nazrene's mama and I learned when we were girls. One night, soldiers came to our house and took my son away with no explanation. We waited many days and nights for his return. Finally, Nazrene's frantic mama went searching for him, even though going out alone in the streets was forbidden for women and girls. The full moon passed our window many times as Nazrene and I waited. Nazarene never spoke a word. She never smiled. She just sat, waiting for her mama and papa to return. I knew I had to do something. I heard whispers about a school, a secret school for girls, behind a green gate in a nearby lane. I wanted Nazarene to attend this secret school. I wanted her to learn about the world as I had. I wanted her to speak again. So one day, Nazarene and I hurried down the lanes until we came to the green gate. Luckily, no soldier saw us. I tapped lightly. The teacher opened the gate, and we quickly slipped inside. We crossed the courtyard to the school, one room in a private house filled with girls. Nazarene took her place at the back of the room. Please, Allah, open her eyes to the world, I prayed as I left there. Nazarene didn't speak to the other girls. She didn't speak to the teacher. At home, she remained silent. I was fearful that the soldiers would discover the school, but the girls were clever. They slipped in and out of the school at different times so as not to arouse suspicion. And when boys saw soldiers near the green gate, they distracted them. I heard of a soldier who pounded the gate, demanding to enter, but all he found was a room full of girls reading the Quran, which was allowed. The girls had hidden their schoolwork, outwitting the soldier. One of the girls, Mina, sat next to Nazarene every day, but they never spoke to each other. While the girls were learning, Nazarene stayed inside herself. My worry was deep. When school closed for the long winter recess, Nazarene sat by the fire. Relatives gave us what food and firewood they could spare. We missed her mama and my son more than ever. Would we ever know what had happened? The day Nazarene returned to school, Mina whispered in her ear, and Nazarene answered back. With those words, her first since her mama went searching, Nazarene opened her heart to Mina. She smiled for the first time since her papa was taken away. At last, little by little, day by day, Nazarene learned to read, to write, to add and subtract. Each night, she showed me what she had discovered that day. Windows opened for Nazarene in that little schoolroom. She learned about the artists and the writers and scholars and mystics who long ago made Herat beautiful. Nazarene no longer feels alone. The knowledge she holds inside will always be with her, like a good friend. Now she can see blue sky beyond those dark clouds. As for me, my mind is at ease. I still wait for my son and his wife, but the soldiers can never close the windows that have opened for my granddaughter. Inshallah.
Jacob's New Dress by Sarah and Ian Hoffman.
Jacob ran to join Emily in the dress-up corner. Emily slid into a shiny yellow dress, while Jacob wiggled into a sparkly pink dress. They both reached for the crown, but Jacob got there first.
I'll be the princess.
He said. Christopher frowned.
Jacob, why do you always wear the girls' clothes? Put on the knight armor. That's what the boy wears.
Christopher, stop telling us what to do.
Emily said. Miss Wilson heard the hubbub.
What's going on, kids?
Jacob is wearing girl clothes.
Complained Christopher.
The dress-up corner is where we come to use our imaginations.
Miss Wilson said.
You can be a dinosaur, a princess, a farmer, anything. Christopher, what do you want to be?
A boy.
Christopher scowled. Miss Wilson smiled.
Jacob, you try it. What new thing could you imagine being? A firefighter? A policeman?
Miss Wilson,
Jacob said proudly.
I'm the princess.
How was school today? Mom asked, studying Jacob's face. Fun?
Christopher says boys can't wear dresses.
Said Jacob.
Can't they?
Of course they can, Mom hugged Jacob. Why don't you get the dress you wore on Halloween and play in that? Jacob pulled on his witch's dress and twirled. He loved the way the black lace swirled around him.
I want to wear my dress to school.
Jacob's mom frowned. I don't think so, she said. That's for dress up at home. It would get dirty at school.
Then can I get a regular dress? A dress I can wear to school?
Mom was quiet. Let me think about that, she said. Jacob wondered what to play next. Pirate? Princess? Bird? Heaping 3 towels onto the floor, Jacob made a nest. He then wrapped another towel around himself for feathers. Snug and warm, he imagined what a school dress would look like. The next morning, Jacob stood on the stairs wrapped in a giant bath towel. What are you wearing? His mom asked.
It's like a dress, but I can get it dirty.
Jacob said, pointing to the towel.
I made it.
Dad frowned. You can't go to school like that. Put on some shorts and a shirt under that dress thing, Mom said. And hurry, we're late for school.
What's that?
Demanded Christopher. Jacob moved closer to his mom. Good morning, Christopher, said Jacob's mom. Jacob's wearing something he invented. Isn't it nice? Christoph didn't answer.
I want a dress like that.
Cried Emily.
Where did you get it?
It's not a dress.
Said Jacob, glancing up at his mom.
It's a dress thing.
Jacob saw Emily smile and grinned back.
I can make you one.
The playground was full of laughter and running feet as the children played tag. Christopher sneaked up and yanked off Jacob's towel, running away whooping.
Christopher is mean,
Hissed Emily. Jacob watched Christopher wave the towel like a captured flag and started to cry. How was school today? Mom asked.
Christopher stole my dress thing.
Said Jacob. The tears flooded back. Mom hugged Jacob. I'm sorry. Christopher's not always a good friend,
Mom,
whispered Jacob.
can you help me make a real dress?
Mom didn't answer. The longer she didn't answer, the less Jacob could breathe. Let's get the sewing machine, she finally said. Jacob felt the air refill in his body. He grinned. Mom smiled back. There are all sorts of ways to be a boy, she said. Right? Dad looked up from his book.
Mom and I made a dress.
Jacob said quietly. Dad studied the dress. Jacob started to get that can't breathe feeling again. I can see you worked hard on that dress, said Dad. Are you sure you want to wear it to school? Jacob nodded. Dad nodded back and smiled. Well, it's not what I would wear, but you look great. Jacob skipped up to the front of the walk at school. He found Emily inside and showed her his new dress. They found matching colors in their clothes and laughed. Purple and white,
Do you want to play dress up?
asked Emily.
No, monkey bars.
Together, they ran out to the playground.
My mom and I made this dress.
Jacob said proudly at circle time.
We used her sewing machine.
That's wonderful.
Said Miss Wilson.
Was the sewing machine hard to use?
Why does Jacob wear dresses?
Interrupted Christopher. Miss Wilson paused.
I think Jacob wears what he's comfortable in, just like you do. Not very long ago, little girls couldn't wear pants. Can you imagine that?
Christopher shook his head.
I asked my dad, and he said boys don't wear dresses.
Jacob rubbed the hem of his dress, looking at the little stitches he had sewn himself. He could hear Miss Wilson and the other kids talking, but their words sounded far away. On the playground, Christopher yelled.
Let's play tag, boys versus girls. Jacob, you're on the girls' team.
A bunch of kids laughed. Jacob felt his dress surrounding him like armor. soft, cottony magic armor.
Christopher, I made this dress. I'm proud of it, and I'm going to wear it. And you know what else?
Jacob tagged Christopher.
You're it.
Jacob sprinted across the playground, his dress spreading out like wings.
The end.
Draw me a star.
By Eric Carle.
Draw me a star.
And the artist drew a star. It was a good star.
Draw me the sun, said the star.
And the artist drew the sun. It was a warm sun.
Draw me a tree, said the sun.
And the artist drew a tree. It was a lovely tree.
Draw me a woman and a man.
And the artist drew a handsome couple.
Draw us a house, said the couple.
And the artist drew a house. It was a strong house.
Draw me a dog, said the house.
And the artist drew a dog. It was a big dog.
Draw me a cat, said the dog. Draw me a bird, said the cat. Draw me a butterfly, said the bird. Draw me a flower, said the butterfly.
And the artist drew red and yellow and purple and blue flowers.
Draw us a cloud, said the flowers.
And the artist drew clouds heavy with rain.
Draw me the night, said the rainbow.
And the artist drew a dark night.
Draw me the moon, said the night.
And the artist drew a full moon.
Draw me a star, said the moon.
Down, over, left, and right, draw a star, oh so bright. It was a good star.
Hold on to me, said the star to the artist.
Then, together, they traveled across the night sky.
Madeline and the Gypsies.
By Ludwig Bemelman.
In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines.
In 2 straight lines, they broke their bread and brushed their teeth and went to bed.
They left the house at 9:30. The smallest one was Madeline.
In another old house that stood next door lived the son of a Spanish ambassador.
He was all alone. His parents were away. He
Yeah.
had no one with whom to play.
He asked, "Please come, I invite you all to a wonderful gypsy carnival."
And so,
Dear reader,
Here we go. Up and down and down and up. They hoped the wheel would never stop. Round and round the children cried.
dear Miss Chevelle, just one more ride.
A sudden gust of wind.
a bolt of lightning.
Even the rooster found it frightening.
The big wheel stops, the passengers land. How fortunate there is a taxi stand.
Hurry, children, off these things. You'll eat in bed.
Mrs. Murphy brings the soup of the evening.
It is 9:30.
Good
heavens, where is
Madeline?
Poor Miss Clavel. How would she feel if she knew that on top of the Ferris wheel, and the weather had turned from bad to rotten, Pepito and Madeline had been forgotten?
Pepito said.
Don't be afraid. I will climb down and get some aid.
It was downpouring more and more as he knocked on the gypsy's caravan door.
The gypsy mama with her umbrella went and got some help in the circus tent.
With the aid of the strong man and the clown, Madeline was safely taken down.
The gypsy mama tucked them in and gave them potent medicine.
The big wheel was folded and the tent.
They packed their wagons and away they went.
For gypsies do not like to stay.
They only come to go away.
A bright new day, the sky is blue, the storm is gone, the world is anew.
This is the castle of Fontainebleau. All this, dear children, belongs to you.
How wonderful to float in a pool, watch other children go to school.
Never have to brush your teeth.
And never, never to go to sleep.
The gypsies taught them grace and speed and how to ride the circus steed.
Then Madeline said,
It's about time we send dear Miss Chevelle a line.
Poor Miss Clavel, a shadow of her former self from worrying, because instead of 12, there were only 11 girls, stopped brushing their curls.
and suddenly revived when the postal card arrived.
Thank heavens,
She said,
the children are well. But oh dear, they have forgotten how to spell.
She studied the postmark, and then fast and faster they rushed to the scene of the disaster.
The gypsy mama didn't like at all what she saw in her magic crystal ball.
How would you like
The
to try? Oh,
gypsy mama said,
how would you like to try on this lovely costume of a lion?
With a curved needle and some string,
she sewed both the children in.
And nobody knew what was inside the rough old lion's leathery hide.
a circus lion earns his bread by scaring people half to death.
And after doing that, he's fed. And after that, he's put to bed.
A lovely dawn and all is well.
The lion roamed through the woods and dell.
He smelled sweet flowers. He came to a farm. He frightened the barnyard, intending no harm.
They saw a man and said,
Please help us to get out of this old pelt.
The man was a hunter. He took his gun. He got to his feet and started to run, said the lion.
We better go back, for if we're not in a zoo or a circus, we'll surely be shot. They got to the tent in time for the show.
Look,
Said Madeline.
they're in the first row.
Oh yes,
Said Pepito.
there are people we know.
Dear Miss Clavel, at last we found you. Please, let us put our arms around you.
The gypsy mama sobbed her grief into her only handkerchief.
The strong man suddenly felt weak, and tears were running down his cheek.
Even the poor clown had to cry as the time came to say goodbye.
The best part of a voyage, by plane,
By ship,
Or train.
is when the trip is over and you are home again.
Here is a freshly laundered shirt. It is better to be clean than dirty.
In 2 straight lines, they broke their bed and brushed their teeth and went to bed.
good night, little girls. Thank the Lord you are well. And now please go to sleep.
Said Miss Clavel.
And she turned out the light and closed the door,
And then she came back.
Just to count them once more. I Am Jazz by Jessica Herthel and Jazz Jennings. I am Jazz. For as long as I can remember, my favorite color has been pink. My second favorite color is silver, and my third favorite color is green. Here's some of my other favorite things: dancing, singing, backflips, drawing, soccer, swimming, makeup, and pretending I'm a pop star. Most of all, I love mermaids. Sometimes I even wear a mermaid tail in the pool. My best friends are Samantha and Casey. We always have fun together. We like high heels and princess gowns or cartwheels and trampolines. But I'm not exactly like Samantha and Casey. When I was very little and my mom would say, "You're such a good boy," I would say, "No, Mama, good girl." At first, my family was confused. They'd always thought of me as a boy. As I got a little older, I hardly ever played with trucks or tools or superheroes, only princesses and mermaid costumes. My brothers told me this was girl stuff, and I kept right on playing. My sister says I was always talking to her about my girl thoughts and my girl dreams and how one day I would be a beautiful lady. She would giggle and say, "You're a funny kid." Sometimes my parents would let me wear my sister's dresses around the house. But whenever we went out, I had to put on my boy clothes again. This made me mad. Still, I never gave up on trying to convince them. Pretending I was a boy felt like telling a lie. Then, one amazing day, everything changed. Mom and Dad took me to a new doctor who asked me lots and lots of questions. Afterwards, the doctor spoke to my parents and I heard the words transgender for the first time. That night at bedtime, my parents both hugged me and said, "We understand now. Be who you are. We love you no matter what." This made me smile and smile and smile. Mom and Dad told me I could start wearing girl clothes to school and growing my hair long. They even let me change my name to Jazz. Being Jazz felt so much more like being me. Mom said that being Jazz would make me different from the other kids at school, but that being different is okay. What's important, she said, is that I'm happy with who I am. Being Jazz caused some other people at school to be confused too, like the teachers at school. At the beginning of the year, they wanted me to use the boys' bathroom and play on the boys' team in gym class, but that didn't feel normal to me at all. I was happy when the teachers changed their minds. I can't imagine not playing on the same team as Casey and Samantha. Even today, there are kids who will tease me or call me by a boy name or ignore me altogether. This makes me feel crummy. Then I remember that the kids who get to know me usually want to be my friend. They say I'm one of the nicest girls in school. I don't mind being different. Different is special. I think what matters most is what a person is like on the inside. And inside, I am happy. I am having fun. I am proud. I am Jazz.
The Family Book by Todd Parr.
Some families are big.
Some families are small.
Some families are the same color.
Some families are different colors.
All families like to hug each other. Some families live together.
Some families live far from each other.
Some families
have a stepmom
Or a stepdad.
and stepsisters.
Or stepbrothers.
Some families adopt children.
Some families have two moms.
or two dads.
Some families have one parent instead of two.
All families like to celebrate special days together.
Some families eat the same things.
Some families eat different things.
Some families like to be quiet.
Some families like to be noisy.
Ahoo!
Ahoo! Ahoo!
Some families
Live in a house by themselves.
Some families
Share a house with other families.
All families can help each other.
Be strong.
The Librarian from Basra by Jeanette Winter.
Aliyah Muhammad Baker is the librarian of Basra, a port city in the sand-swept country of Iraq. Her library is a meeting place for all those who love books. They discuss matters of the world and the matters of the spirit. Until now. Now, they only talk of war.
Aliyah worries that the fires of war will destroy the books, which are more precious to her than mountains of gold. The books are in every language, new books, ancient books, even a biography of Muhammad that is 700 years old.
She asks the governor for permission to move them to a safe place.
He refuses.
So, Aliyah takes matters into her own hands. Secretly, she brings books home every night, filling her car late after work.
The whispers of war grow louder. Government offices are moved into the library. Soldiers with guns wait on the roof. Aliyah waits and fears the worst. Then, rumors become reality. War reaches Basra. The city is lit with a firestorm of bombs and gunfire.
Aliyah watches as library workers, government workers, and soldiers abandon the library.
Only Aliyah is left to protect the books.
She calls over the library wall to her friend Aeneas Muhammad, who owns a restaurant on the other side.
Can you help me save the books?
I can use these curtains to wrap them.
Here are crates from my shop.
Can you use these sacks?
The books must be saved.
All through the night, Aliyah, Aeneas, his brothers, and shopkeepers and neighbors take the books from the library shelves, pass them over the 7-foot wall, and hide them in Aeneas' restaurant.
The books stay hidden as the war rages on.
Then, 9 days later, a fire burns the library to the ground.
The next day, soldiers come to Aeneas' restaurant. Why do you have a gun? They ask.
To protect my business, Aeneas replies.
The soldiers leave without looking inside.
They do not know that the whole of the library is in my restaurant, thinks Aeneas.
At last, the beast of war moves on. Aliyah knows that if the books are to be safe, they must be moved again while the city is quiet. She hires a truck to bring all 30,000 books to her house and the houses of friends.
In Aliyah's house, books are everywhere, filling floors and cupboards and windows, leaving barely enough room for anything else.
Aliyah waits.
She waits for the war to end.
She waits, dreams of peace,
She waits.
and dreams of a new library.
But until then, the books are safe.
Safe with the librarian of Basra.
Prince
and Night
by
Daniel Hack.
Once upon a time, in a kingdom far from here,
Lived a charming prince who was handsome and sincere.
his parents knew that soon it would be time he took the throne. But with a kingdom so grand, he could not rule alone.
So the three of them set out and traveled far and wide on a quest to find the prince a kind and worthy bride.
The prince met many ladies, and he made them all swoon. But it was soon clear that he was singing a different tune.
Thank you.
He told his parents.
I appreciate that you tried, but I'm looking for something different and a partner by my side.
But while the royals were away, their land faced quite a scare from a dragon fast approaching, breathing fire everywhere.
All the villagers ran in fear, even the soldiers hid and fled. This vicious beast is far too great.
We must retreat or we'll be dead.
The prince heard the dreadful news, and he raced home with all his might. To protect his precious realm, the prince was ready for a fight.
Alas, before you fear, our prince had to face the beast alone. Along on horseback came a knight, cloaked in armor that brightly shone.
The dragon charged upon our heroes, thinking it had already won.
But the knight had a bold idea and raised his shield to face the sun,
The glare hit the shining metal,
blinding the dragon's fiery eyes.
but it was what the prince did next.
That really caught it by surprise.
The prince had climbed atop the dragon and tied a rope around his head. He wrapped a cord around the neck and down the body like a thread.
The plan had worked. The dragon was caught, its body tied and bound.
But the prince up high had lost his grip and was falling to the ground.
The knight below jumped on his horse, and they began to race,
The prince was caught and free from harm.
held in the knight's embrace.
You saved my life,
And you saved mine,
they said to one another. And in a flash,
To each it felt,
there simply was no other.
The knight took off his helmet to reveal his handsome face.
And as they gazed into each other's eyes, their hearts began to race.
As the villagers returned, it became clear to those around that the prince's one true love had at last been surely found.
The king and queen had come back too and were overwhelmed with joy. We
have
have finally found someone who is perfect for our boy.
And on the two men's wedding day, the air filled with cheer and laughter,
For the prince
and his shining knight
would live happily ever after.
What a great group of books. And I'm so glad that you sat there and listened to our Readers Theater production of them, bringing them to life so that you can enjoy them as opposed to just sitting and reading them on your own. We love Readers Theater and we loved bringing these to you. So I want to thank Stella, Ellie, Mark, Ethan, and Victoria for being your readers today. And I want to thank you again for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Thank you for tuning in to Bergen Stages Television.